My name is Dustin. I've been going to New Song since I think 2010-ish, whatever. My story, I guess, in preschool or preschool, our parents sent us to Sunday school. Not that they were very religious or anything. In fact, they aren't Christian, but they wanted us to know God. I don't know exactly why they settled on sending us to a Baptist Sunday school, but they did. And an encouragement to teachers, apparently there through Mr. and Mrs. Shigeta, who I do not remember at all, I saw a little bit of Christ. And they actually ended up giving me a Bible, which I held on to all these years. I didn't know why at the time, but I knew it was important. So I actually still have that. And lo and behold, like 20, 30 some odd, well, more like 20 something years later, here I am. Like I said, my family isn't Christian, so grew up with a lot of things that now being in the faith is kind of weird, like ancestor worship. It's still kind of got to catch myself about doing that kind of stuff, and some of the other things, but I guess it is what it is. I came to Christ. The interesting thing is, like talking to a lot of people, God knows how to talk to you. And for me, he knows I'm stubborn, so if he had someone approach me and just be like, hey, come to church, I probably would have said no. So instead, he had my cousin have another friend who was going to this church led by Brian Chan, a startup at their house, and God just kind of put it in me to ask if I could go. And then from there, Brian and Ellen and everyone else there kind of started me on my journey, and kind of feel bad for that because my heart was still very hard, and they had a lot of work cut out for them and a lot of resistance. He told me to leave, and I ended up coming here because everyone from there apparently came from here, and they were suggesting I check this place out, and I did. I heard it was one of the more different Sundays that I came. I just remember you guys had a time for people to walk up and just say what kind of God was saying, and it was interesting. But I don't know, the greeting and everything, everyone seemed pretty friendly. I'm not a guy that just kind of goes and talks to people, so I mean, I just kind of came and left, but I kind of got the feeling from God that this was kind of where he wanted me, so I ended up transitioning here from Brian's church. One thing, so here I am. I guess since then, through the testimonies of Christian friends that I've had, and actually one person, Arnie, who was pretty influential with me, he would always talk about his walk with Christ and his wife's walk with Christ and kind of what happened in their lives. And that he is the one really that helped me in my walk by pointing me, I guess, in directions. Like, he's the one that introduced me to J. Vernon McGee, and then after listening to him, he kind of laid out a lot of things that made sense to me and kind of got me to take my faith a little more seriously. And then coming to New Song and just being challenged by the pastors and stuff. We had that one dude that came in who talked about his feet, who who challenged us to kind of pray, you know, that God would break our hearts for what breaks his. And I ended up doing that with a lot of hesitation, but I think doing that started me on this journey, and still struggling with, but yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of God will tell you some stuff sometimes, and you can either listen or you don't. And I think I have a penchant of having a hard head and not. So I end up getting taken to the woodshed a lot, I guess. But God, even in the wood, even when He's taking you out to discipline you, He's always trying to build you. One of the things that's happened was He kind of nudged me to go on the Mexico missions trip, which was really quite eye-opening, and definitely challenged me in my faith, in kind of the spiritual stuff going on there, but also just talking to Janice and have the healing and prophetic prayer stuff done, and then just being around other people on that trip, like Retha, to talk about kind of what was going on, because I think we have some things in common as far as some of that stuff goes. But I don't know. And then from there, the reason why I started the singles ministry was because I kept hearing about it. And a lot of times, God, knowing me, that I'm hard-headed, when He needs to tell me to do something or encourage me, I guess, to do things, I'll just keep hearing it repeated again and again. So from different people, it could be kind of like a podcast that I'm listening to, or a friend that I haven't seen in a while. A topic will come up and I'll be like, well, that's kind of weird. We never talked about that before, or just kind of stuff. So I kind of was like, okay, I guess this is what you're asking me to do. So I talked to Pastor Manoj and Anna and stuff, and kind of got it started, although need a lot of help. So if anyone would like to volunteer, come and see me. And because I know I'm weak in a lot of things that are needed to get a ministry running smoothly, but doing the best I can, and with God's help, it has been going a lot better than I guess I expected. Or, well, I guess I wasn't really expecting anything because it was me, but I know it's all Him. So, thank God that people have been coming, and they've been having fun, and we've been getting to know each other. And hopefully that camaraderie will translate into something that we can use to challenge each other in our walks and challenge us to be closer to God, and depend on Him more, and just give us people who can speak into our lives.
What do you think God's purpose for you right now is?
I have no idea. I mean, the singles ministry, I guess getting that off and then trying to get that figured out. But other than that, like I was telling other people, I have no idea. I know things are changing. I just don't know what they're changing to, which is kind of making me nervous. But I'm kind of not nervous because I know He's doing a lot of things. But I guess I am kind of fretting between the what's my responsibility and what's His kind of thing. Because right now, I just have no idea what's going on as far as this. So I'll be doing, I'm just kind of doing what Saul and David did after they were anointed, right? They just went back to doing their own work. So I'm going back doing the things that currently right now that I have, which is the singles ministry, and then some other things going on, and applying to jobs and stuff, and then we'll see where God wants to place me. Yeah.